When I say 100+ matches this month, I'm not just talking about like the 3s and the 4s. I'm talking about girls that like are genuinely attractive, girls that you never thought you stood a chance with, girls you never thought would express genuine burning desire for you, girls that are actually messaging you first and want to go out with you. In fact, I'll go a step further and say you'll be genuinely attracting the kind of girls that are your type. Just close your eyes for a minute and just imagine what your dream girl looks like. You know, what color is her hair? What are her hobbies? How does she dress? That's the kind of girl you're going to be matching with. You're going to be matching with more girls than you even know what to do with. In fact, after this video, if you implement exactly what I tell you to do, you will get more matches than you ever have before tonight. You will 10x your results. However many matches you get right now, you will 10x it. But you have to do exactly what I'm telling you to do. So the secret to getting far more matches than you ever have before on dating apps is to make the cover photo a thirst trap. And I can already hear guys saying like, oh, I'm not going to do that. That's douchey. I'm not trying to be like try hard. I don't want her to just like me for my body. But bro, the fact that you're even saying that just tells me that you don't get any matches to begin with. In fact, you probably wouldn't be watching this video if you were getting matches. Let's be honest, right? But the truth of the nature is, when it comes to dating apps, is this is a looks-based game. This is a looks-based game. I mean, you're literally posting photos of yourself. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I'm not one of these guys that's just gonna like sugarcoat you and make you feel good, because I've spent a lot of time on dating apps. I've done autistic levels of research to figure out like what girls genuinely find attractive through my own trial and error and experimentation. And I'll tell you, your cover photo, especially if you're like a shorter man like me, you have to have the thirst trap on there. It's non-negotiable. You know, if you're pretty handsome, you might be able to get away without it or having it later on in your profile. But if you're like a shorter man like me, like you definitely need it on your profile. Now, the problem is a lot of guys do put a thirst trap on there, but they do it completely wrong, and they end up actually working backwards and not getting very many matches. And then they end up resulting to blaming the algorithm or women having high standards, when the truth is neither of those are the case. The algorithm isn't screwed. In fact, the algorithm has what's called like the ELO score, where basically you're paired with girls that are like in your range of attractiveness based off your swiping patterns and girls that have swiped yes on you. So if you're not happy with the quality of girls you're seeing on your feed, it's literally a self-reflection of you. Either your profile isn't very attractive, or you're not very handsome, or both, obviously, right? And women do not have high standards when it comes to these dating apps. A lot of men just do the bare minimum, and they like to be lazy and blame women and say that they're the problem, instead of actually like self-reflecting and looking at themselves in the mirror and seeing how they can objectively improve as a man. So anyways, I've gotten really sidetracked, but when it comes to the thirst trap, it gets a little nuanced. So where a lot of guys go wrong is they'll take like a shirtless photo in like the gym locker room, and like they're doing like a front double bicep or like a vacuum pose. Fucking ridiculous. I can't believe I even have to explain this, but like, you're catering towards the male gaze when you do that. Sure, you might have a physique that women find attractive, but when you're doing like these bodybuilding poses, or you're just taking like a douchebag like gym selfie, women don't get excited about that. They don't get excited about that. You have to be more subtle with it. You have to be in an environment where it makes sense for your shirt to be off, so it doesn't look like too try hard, right? So some good ways you could do this is take like a shirtless photo of you by the pool, maybe out on the beach, going for a hike in the woods, in the sauna, just something like that, where it makes sense for you to have your shirt off and you just naturally like got a picture of you in action doing whatever you were doing, right? Almost as if it was candid, right? That's how you want to do it. That's what's going to get you more matches than you ever have before. And again, to you guys who are like, oh, well, I don't want to attract the wrong kind of women. You're not going to attract the wrong kind of women, bro. Like, not all girls are hoes. Like, get that out of your head. There's plenty of good girls on dating apps. And if you're like, well, good girls aren't going to match the guy who posts shirtless photos. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And this just shows that you don't talk to women, you don't attract women, because they absolutely do. This is just pure biological primal attraction. When it comes to dating apps, this is a looks-based game. This is a looks-based game. Whether you like that or not, that's the truth. Because when a woman's able to swipe on her phone from the comfort of her own home without having to face the awkwardness of rejecting a man face-to-face, she's going to go after what she's actually genuinely the most attracted to. Especially since like personality isn't in the equation because she hasn't met you yet. In fact, when it comes to dating apps, you don't want to just like rely on personality through your prompts and bios. The personality is revealed when she actually meets you face to face. You have to get yourself in the door by presenting yourself in an attractive way. It's kind of like a hook. It's hooking her in. It's reeling her in. Just like if you're in sales, when you send out cold emails, you have the hook to grab their attention. If you cold call, you have the hook so they don't hang up on you. If you post social media like Reels and TikToks, you have the hook to keep the viewer engaged so they don't scroll past your profile. Well, the same thing happens with your dating apps. You have to hook her. You have to stop the scroll, because when women are on dating apps, they're swiping no on literally everyone. You have half a second to get her attention. If you don't get her attention, she's swiping no. This is why the average man has to swipe 50 times before he can even get a match on Tinder. There was literally a study that showed that. So on apps like Hinge, where you can only send like 8 likes a day, that number's probably closer to like fucking 300, bro. So it's a looks-based game. Understand that. You have to stop the scroll, otherwise you're not going to get matches. So understand that it's not going to attract just bad women. Sure, you might get some in the mix, but like you're going to get plenty of genuinely good girls, because again, it's a looks-based game. And let's not act like you don't have your own standards for what you find attractive either. Like when you see a girl with a fat ass on fucking Hinge or Tinder or whatever app you're using, you swipe right. Don't act like you don't. Even if you're going for a genuine like relationship or a girlfriend, you fucking swipe on the girl with her fucking ass out or her titties out. Like, don't even lie to me, bro. You're lying to yourself. Women do the same thing. Women are sexual creatures just like me and you. So stop acting like you have to be like this wholesome, innocent man and hide your biology, because you don't. You don't. Ridiculous. Now, I want to get a little more nuanced. So Hinge specifically, I actually wouldn't recommend going with the full-on shirtless photo as the cover photo. It's okay to have the shirtless photo on there, but you want to put it later on in the profile, maybe like the 3rd or 4th photo. I find on Hinge, since most of the girls are more relationship oriented, which is what I'm going for. I want a relationship. If you want a relationship, Hinge is definitely the place to be. But most of the girls get on there because they want something serious. That's why most of the girls use that app. And if you make the photo a shirtless photo of you, it looks a little too like try hard or like you're a player. On apps like Bumble, Tinder, Facebook Dating, it's totally fine, totally acceptable. But on Hinge, when they want like something a little more serious, I wouldn't recommend it. I would actually be a little more subtle with it. So maybe do it where you're wearing like a button-down shirt, like a nice linen button-down. You're sitting out like on the beach or something, or like on a nice balcony, but you have it unbuttoned so she can kind of like see your upper chest, your muscles. Or you're wearing like a nice fitted tee where she can see like your biceps and like your veins in your biceps. Something like that, where she can clearly tell you of the physique, but you're kind of like hiding it. You're a little more like subtle with it. In fact, women will actually really, really like that, because women are very imaginative. So this actually might get you even more matches if you do this. So that's just something to take in mind. Whenever I make like the cover photo on my Hinge, like a full-on shirtless photo, I always get less matches. But then when I make it this one photo of me that I have sitting on a balcony when I was like in Colorado for a vacation, I have it like unbuttoned. You can see my chest bulging out. I get a ton of matches. It's one of my most liked pictures on Hinge, actually. So that's another pro tip. If you notice one of your photos is getting, an excessive amount of likes compared to others, make it your cover photo, because that's going to instantly get you more matches than you even know what to do with. But if you implement everything I told you in this video, you're going to literally get flooded, inundated with plenty of attractive girls that want to go out with you. In fact, a lot of them are going to be messaging you first, like I said. Because you instantly stand out amongst most guys who just don't know how to present themselves in an attractive way online. Because at the end of the day, your online dating app profile is your dating app resume. So just like applying for a job, you want to present yourself in the best way possible so you can yield the best results. But that's it for this video, guys. Like, subscribe. If you guys have any questions, if you want like any help, like with your dating app profile, or looks maxing or whatever, just shoot me a DM on Instagram and we'll talk. But yeah, that's it for this video. Like, subscribe. Peace.